Good morning, children. Welcome back with the next new session. So, in this session, we are going to end up the lesson that we have started so far. So, the lesson that we have started is lesson number 8 from 8th standard textbook, Impact of Technology on Livelihood. Okay, so far in this lesson, we have discussed about what technology is, how it has made our lives so easy and convenient. Okay, so we have also discussed that the technology has been impacted on different sectors in our country. So especially it has impacted on agriculture. Then we have seen that impact of technology was impact like more on the textile industry. Okay, and finally we are going to discuss about the impact of technology on service sector. Okay, now firstly, what service is? So service means providing help. Okay, service means providing help. For example, a milkman, every day he pours milk to every house, isn't it? So what he does is he collects the milk, okay, so transports from his house to different places, okay, and he goes to every house. So transporting the milk to every house, so the task what he is doing is known as the service that he is providing. Okay, nextly, when a agriculture product has to be made, for example a wheat or a paddy or a rice is being grown, so the farmer who is growing is providing the service there. Okay, that means he is working there to complete the task. It is known as the service that he is providing. Then to make a textile, to make a cloth, okay, so in the initial stage, that means in the first stage, we require silk yarn, okay, or the threads, isn't it? So to use the silk threads, so silk threads has to be produced, or silk threads has to be brought from different part. So when it is been transported from one place to another, so that is known as the service. So we shall all discuss what service is in detail in today's session. So there are other sectors like they are indirect sectors, that means they don't directly produce the help, that is the teachers, the doctors, the lawyers who don't directly help, that means they don't transport or something like that. Okay, they help you, they may help you directly, but not in the transporting way, like transporting of goods or something like that. So this is also one type of transport. Okay, this is also one type of a service. Okay, then some other examples for this service is the cobblers, okay, like people who mend your shoes, okay, the barbers, okay, then we have the sweepers. So all these are the people who serve for us. Okay, that means whatever are needed, what are the needs we need every day, so all these people are there to provide us the help. So this is what the service sector speaks about. Then finally, how the technology is been impacting on the this service sector, let's discuss. So so we are going to discuss about the telecommunication. So that is the third largest, in our country. Okay, telecommunication has been growing in the world. We are the third largest country, so where telecommunication is been growing. So it is seen that more than like from 50,000 lakh subscribers to it is now 92.9 crores of subscribers are being increased over the year of 2001 to 2012. Then so there are many people every year, they are like most of the people are getting connected to different signals we have in our country today, right from Airtel, right from Reliance, right from Vodafone or whatever it is. So Docomo, what we have different like telecommunications signals that they are providing. So these are the telephone communications, or these are the signals that they are helping to connect with each other. So now, so there is a story in this lesson. It is given about a person. He is a businessman from Kakinada. He says that he runs an automobile shop from 30 long years. Okay, it's been some 35 years he is running an automobile shop. So it is a story about some since 1995. So when there was no mobile phones, so he has a landline phone in his shop. So whenever he wants to get the goods or get the required spare parts from any other that means any other manufacturing company or manufacturing factory, so he has to make the call. He has to wait that the call gets connected to the manufacturing factory. Okay, so once he speaks to the owner over there, then they communicate, and finally after the deal has been set and so on, he has to wait for his goods to come there, isn't it? Then whenever the lines are not clear, if it is, maybe if it is some climatic conditions or maybe some natural disaster has come, so he has to wait for the line to get clear. Or maybe sometimes when his phone is been like under repair, so he has to wait for the phone to get repair, and then only he can work with it. So these are the situations when he has to wait for the time there. Okay, then so once the telephone communications have come in our country, okay, around the year of 2001, it was the time of 2001 or 2003. It is the 2000 year of 2003 when the first handsets of mobile has come into the country. Okay, that means people need not to carry, like people need not to stand in a place and stand in a queue to talk to some other person. So every individual started having their own mobile handset. Okay, so that time it was not that like people did not give much and did not show much interest in buying the mobile phone, because for everyone it was a new thing. Okay, maybe there wasn't some cordless phones or something. So even the cordless phones also, it has to be that it has to be set up in one particular place. We cannot carry the cordless phones from long back to some 50 kilometers or something like that. But today when the mobile phones are so much flexible that we can carry it everywhere we go. Okay, and even the mobile phones have come with the different technologies today, isn't it? So right from buying from 1,000 rupee mobile phone to buying from like 1,50,000 or more than that, the mobile phones has come today in our market today, with different features helping for all the requirements. So people can sit at their home, can run whatever their business are. So like you and I are connected with them, you and I are connected with an online class today. This is how the technology has brought the changes in our country. Okay, so in all over the world these changes have been brought. It is only possible because of the technology. Then what happened is, during that time of 2003, most of the people had not shown much interest about how the mobile phones are going to be used. That means it was for the first time people are going to see everything on the display there. So it was very difficult and it was a different thing for them. Okay, for some people who were convenient using them, they started using them, but for some people it was very new thing. Okay, so very few subscribers. So next, over the years of 2012, it was seen that there were 92.9 crores of subscribers have added the connections with the telecommunication, that means using of mobiles. So when the telephones were replaced with the mobile phones, the market of the telecommunication, the market of these landline phones have come down. The market of these landline phones have come down. But before the time of 2003, when the landline phones are very much famous, every house has the connections. Okay, and that too, the problem was when we make calls, no, during that time, that means it is a time of before 2003. So what happened that time is, people who is making call has to pay, and people who is receiving the call even they has to pay. Okay, so two phases, people have to pay for the call they are going to attend. For example, a person is living far away in some city and his family is living in the village. So what happens is, so they don't have a phone in their village house. So what happens is, this man, the person who is living in the city, he'll be calling to the like polling booth or something, or like not polling booth, telephone booth. So he has to call over the telephone booth. So when he calls there, so as he is making call, he has to pay the charges. Now to the place where he is making call, that means the telephone booth where he is making call, so people who are having the connections, so they will be calling that so and so family members, that you're going to receive a call from your person who is living far away in the city, so you have to come there and attend the call. So for that also they have to pay the charges. Because they don't have a telephone in their home, so they have to give the charges to the telephone booth over there. So this was one of the services that people have provided during that time, when the telephones were not there in every house. Yeah, but in the cities and most of the cities, most of the houses have these landline phones. But when we talk about the villages, in the rural areas, not every house doesn't have all these telephone lines. Okay, like only few people, like the few houses have their telephone lines, and the other has to go there, has to wait there, pay them for getting the telephone calls there. So this was the services that was long back in those days. But now in these present days, so the person who is calling has to pay, and the person who is receiving need not to pay anything. Okay, so this was the feature. This was the technology that was being brought today. Okay, in those days it was 28 rupees for 50 kilometers of distance. If you are going to call a person, it takes some 3 minutes of call or 3 minutes of speaking to a person. It takes 28 rupees. So that has been drastically brought down to some 2 rupees 40 paise per minute. 2 rupees 40 paise per minute. So that means just look at the difference over there. That means he is paying some 6 rupees or maybe like less than 10 rupees for 3 minutes. So that is more than enough, and that also has been changed today. So we are just paying some 50 paise or some 25 paise per minute. Okay, and like people can speak over the time, like people can speak. It is very convenient for us to send the messages. Okay, then the person whom we are speaking about is the person from Kakinada, the automobile person from Kakinada. Once he has seen the technology about telephones, he has like technology of mobile phone, he has brought a mobile phone for him. Okay, he started talking to different customers. He has started talking to different manufacturing units. He has started getting the information about his factory, that means about his automobile factory, started getting information about the goods that he is going to deliver. That means at what time his goods, that means he ordered in the manufacturing unit, at what time they are going to deliver. So he can directly speak to the person who is delivering the good also. For example, you have ordered something on online, okay, or maybe some Zomato and everything. Every single day we order the food, isn't it? So what happens is, the person that they call us, like we are in so and so place and your food is all ready and we are on the way to give you the food there. Okay, so what happens, we are we speak to the person who is bringing the food there. We don't speak to the hotel people there, isn't it? We speak to the person who is bringing there. So this has also helped the person. That means the person, this elderly person from Kakinada, has been like he felt it so convenient that he can directly speak to the person who is bringing the goods, or he is going to bring the spare parts from other place. He can directly speak to him till where they have reached, or at what time the product is going to reach and all. Okay, and so when the telecom communication, that means the mobile phones have been introduced, okay, the country has developed so well. Okay, and it has even started producing the job opportunities for most of the young people in our country today. Okay, so people, there are many youth people, like young people who are working in multinational companies, who are dealing with this like different companies, as we have discussed, that is Airtel, Reliance, Jio, whatever it is. So far we have signals in our country. So different multinational companies are being interrelated to us. We are like job opportunities were created, and the people who are not working in the companies also, like these companies also, even they got an opportunity of doing the top-ups. Okay, top-ups means just doing the recharge. So nowadays we are doing everything online, but some 5-10 years back there were some recharge cards. People used to get some recharge card, they used to scratch it, or what, then after scratching whatever the number comes, they have to recharge with that number. Okay, and so balance used to recharge there. Okay, then people who are like there are some people who are even selling the mobile phones, who are repairing these mobile phones. Even they are also getting the chance of employment because of this technological development has brought in the service sector. Okay, and mostly today in these days we are using different features in our mobile phones, right from Facebook to WhatsApp to different Instagram, and different features that we are added, different features are added into our the phones, and we are being connected to different people long back in some distance. Okay, so we are speaking to different people, whoever is living far away from us, maybe in some other countries also. It has been possible only because of the technology has developed so well. Okay, so this was all about the lesson, impact of technology on livelihood. I hope you understood this session very well. We'll meet up in the next upcoming class. Till then, bye children. Thank you. Have a nice day.